I travel all over the country talking to distinguished groups like yourselves about human improvement and performance. I was down in Melbourne recently at the Hyatt on Collins, or the Grand Hyatt as they call it now. Beautiful hotel. And at $400 a night, I took this. No, well, you do, don't you? I mean, when you're paying that much money, you take whatever's not screwed down. I mean, my room at the Sydney Hilton there last night, the doona was so fluffy, you could hardly close your case. Now, I've jazzed it up, of course, so they don't recognise it again. The pen comes from the Regent. I think the envelope's from Qantas, yes. So we're pretty much self-contained, working on a budget. Now, let's go back down to John. John, I'll go down to you. Can we have the house lights up even further? All right, we are working with electricity people. Now, I want, hi, John, can I get you to help me again there? You or your husband, I want you just to help. Only kidding, Steve. Hey. All right, John, would you hold on to that for me and look after it? IT man, all right, information technology, that's great, because I'll use you in a moment. Now, I'm going to have 3 people write down a 4-digit number, anyone from 1,000 to 9,999. The man with no dress sense, let's start with you. All right, Bruce, all right, just write 4 digits, don't take up too much room. Hi, good to see you. We're recording this, are we? Nick off. Now, let's continue and go further up. The lady there, I'll use you as well if I can. Have you ever been used, Nicola? What a waste. All right, then I want you to write another 4 digits underneath that one. And hello there. Is that your boyfriend, is it? Hey? Just going out with him for a bet. Now, and you brought Dad along as well. Ah. That's lovely. All right, now we get up to the Pentridge boys. I want you... Look at you. What a bunch of prison wardens you'd make. All right, now, the gentleman with the low eyebrows, would you take... I know it's a moustache, Pete. All right, just write another 4 digits and underline yours as well. If you could underline your bottom number, because Jono, you know Jono down the front, John's going to add these up, and then I'm going to try to penetrate him. Now, John, I want John... No, John, stop cringing. We're talking about telepathy. Hold on to that there. Jeffrey, would you get me a total? Good to see you, Jeffrey. He's one of my patients, Jeffrey. No, what a sense of humour. Get me a total, John, please, would you? When was the last time I saw you? A couple of weeks ago. Jeffrey Ball burst into my office. He said, Doc, you've got to help me. I said, what's the matter, Jeffrey? He said, it's my sex drive. I said, what about it? He said, you've got to lower it. I said, Jeffrey, don't be silly. Your sex drive is in your head. He said, I know, I need you to lower it. Now, we live in a lucky country. As a doctor, I get people in and out of my practice the whole day, and they've got great senses of humour. I mean, they come in, they say, Doc, you've got to help me. I say, what's wrong? They say, I'm a kleptomaniac. Is there anything I can take for it? I say, now look, I mean, you have to, you've got to come back with something, don't you? So I say, take these pills. If that doesn't work, try to get me a video recorder. Now, John, do you have a total? Would you stand up for me where you are, John, if you can? And I want you now to... we're going to try an experiment in ESP, all right? You know, understand what I mean by ESP? You know what that means? Entertaining simple people. And no, not this group here, Jeffrey. Now, seriously, John, here's what I want you to do. I want you to think of the first number in your total. Are there 4 or 5 numbers in your total, Jeffrey? Sorry, John, isn't it? I was talking to you, I was just looking at Jeffrey. That's okay. It's a gift. I can do it the other way if you prefer. John, now, it's been a long flight. All right, I want you... John, I'm talking to you now, all right? Just take the personality of Jeffrey and throw it out of your body. I'm talking to you now, all right? Are there 4 or 5 numbers in the total? Out loud?
5.
Right. I want you to think of the first number only. Don't think of the whole lot, because that'll confuse the issue. Just the first number. In other words, if your total came to 90,000... did it? John? No. So it's not a 9. I want you to think of the first number, and I'm going to try to read your mind. Everybody can help. On the count of 3, I want you to hum, like the coffee commercial, right, with the elephants and dust and all that. Just a hum on the count of 3, and you think of the number. 1, 2, 3. Oh, loud and clear. John, you and I are on rapport like twins in the womb. I don't believe it. A number's leapt to mind. I don't know whether it's right or not, of course, but would you call out just the first number only?
2.
Yes. Thank you. So we have managed. to break the communication barrier, because the biggest breakdown in business today is communication. That's why we were talking about labels earlier. Now, I want you, I know some of you are sitting out there, by the way, saying, hang on, Doc, that could have been a guess. So, John, think of the last number as well. On the count of 3, everybody hum. 1, 2, 3. 7. Last number's a 7, yes? Hmm? No.
No.
No. 3. Hmm?
No.
Look, I can't do this on my own, John. I could use your head in my rock garden. You started out all right. All right, now you're just drifting all over the place there. You have to focus. Now, take your finger, put it in the air, all right? Completely blank your mind. That was quick. Hey? You came like that. And I want you to take your finger, think of the number, and draw it to yourself in the air with your finger. So you can close your eyes while you do it. And don't tell me, because I'm going to try. It's an 8, is that correct? This is getting spooky, isn't it? John, would you come up onto the stage for me? Give him a big warm welcome. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. Now, I think we've sufficiently demonstrated. What was the actual total of the members? What did it come to?
25,728.
25728. So I correctly got the 2 and the 8. In fact, there were 2 2s in there, so I was referring to both of them when I did say 2. And of course, I mentioned a 7. So I think that sufficiently. What do you mean, no 5? No, I know I didn't think I had to mention the 5, because 2 and 5 make 7. That's it. Now, would you do me a favour? Would you take that envelope and open it up? This afternoon, I got a burning desire to take a packet of cards, give them a shuffle, remove 5 cards and glue them together, hang the expense, tear the envelope apart, remove those 5 cards. Today, if you could. I've got to be off here by 11. And John, would you mind telling me what 5 numbers are in there?
25728.
Hold it up and show everybody. I don't believe it. It's true. That is the power. John Newbury, thank you. You can sit down and relax. I'll take that as well.